Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and welcome to the Week 3 GBA recap video for all your news GBA. If you have any questions about stats or who owns what team, there's always a WordPress in every single description of every video I ever upload, so go check that out. But this week, let's go right to the fucking matchups. We had the Milwaukee Sawsbucks and the Arizona Deoxys. I am the owner of the Milwaukee Sawsbucks against the Deoxys. Now, both teams were 2-1 when going into this game. Only one of them walked out 3-0, and that is the Arizona Deoxys with a 2-0 win. Looking at the Sawsbucks team, we have Victini, the upstart, the 4th round choice, making some noise there. The offense once again evenly distributed, and Landorus-T also doing his best to take a reprise support role. If you watched the video, you would have known that in the first run, Landorus had some knockoff action, some stealth rock action. Klefki trying its best to wall at the end there, but Victini the 2-1, and Cabali and Crisali Granjo also with 1-1 apiece. For the Deoxys, we had Heracross with a big 4-1. Heracross and Heatran supplying all of the offense for the Deoxys, and in the end, the Deoxys go to 3-0. The Sawsbucks fall. The 2-1 was very hard-fought, close matchup for both of those teams. This was the matchup that had two 2-0 teams, and the score ended up being 2-0 at the end anyway, so... two 2-0 teams, but that's going to propel the Deoxys to +9 for the year, and the Sawsbucks dropping to +3, but still in the positive, which is nice after after 3 weeks, still in the positive, having a much better year than last year. The Deoxys starting out much better than last year as well, as the Deoxys started 0-2 last year, and they made a run for the playoffs and a run for the title. Next up, we have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunderers, and the Thunderers securing a very squeaky clean 1-0 win, making them the only other, so far, 3-0 team we have. The Pelicans now 1-2, but still at +2. A big win and 2 very close 1-0 losses so far. Now, the Pelicans had offense from Azumarill, 3-1. As you can see, the Oklahoma City Thunderers team really kind of a Azumarill week, and the Pelicans did the best they could to exploit that weakness. Nidoking 1-1, Terrakion 1-1, but Conkeldurr having a tough season after being the top 3 for MVP all of last year, 0-3 this year, and we see Deoxys Defense making his debut for the season. On the Thunder side, we had Infernape 2-1 and Garchomp 2-0. We had 4 different Pokemon with kills, so we spread that offense out as walls did their job with Espeon and Powdown. Their walls were walling, and able to come out with a 1-0 victory, going to move them to 3-0 at a +4 ratio. That's the Pelicans at 1-2, but still at a +2 ratio, so they're still, they're still making some. They're with more losses than wins, still at a plus. That means all their losses aren't terrible. So look for them later in the year for sure. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Yankees. The Pittsburgh Steelers put a hurting on the New York Yankees with a 4-0 victory. The Pittsburgh Steelers to open the year has lost 4-0 and then won games 4-0 and 4-0 since then. So they've really got the wheels in motion, starting off with an itemless Shaman to prevent against a knockoff by Crawdon, which is a great strategy. Porygon 2 with the kill, and Mega Heracross notching the kill as well, along with the Regirock. On the Mankey side, which is a tough game all the way around. Golbat getting the kill, Mamoswine getting the kill, and we have Dimantian, Crawdon, Breloom, and Mega Manectric just kind of hanging out. The wheels never really got rolling for the Mankey. The Steelix had big control of this matchup, but the Mankey's model of consistency for their career. They won, they lost, or they lost, they won, or they lost again. So it's still way too early to make any judgment about any teams at all. But the Steelix now after week 1 making waves, and the New York Yankees just trying to stay afloat. But they got a quality squad, so look for them down the line to definitely put something up here. We have the San Jose Sharpedos and the Atlanta Hawlucha. The Atlanta Hawlucha breaking into the win column on the wings of Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl flying high with a big 4-0 performance, propelling the Hawlucha to their first career win and knocking the Sharpedos down from the 2-1 range. So the last team that could have gone 3-0 was the Sharpedos. They're down to 2-1. Scizor getting another kill, adding to that, attempting to keep up there in the MVP race. Megazard Y with 2 kills, but overall a 3-0 win for Hawlucha as they finally break into the win column. As actually predicted by the Oklahoma City Thunder's coach, said before the game Aerodactyl, if brought, was going to make a huge impact, and he ended up doing so with a big 4-0 score. Latias, Starmie, Kyurem, Mandibuzz, all with -1s. Probably most surprising are definitely the top three there, Latias, Kieran B, and Starmie. I think they would have done a little bit, but the Hawlucha's unorthodox team structure there didn't really lend itself to being weak to either of those. So good on the Hawlucha for not getting too down while starting 0-2 and coming back strong with a big win. Now we have the Utah Jasmine and the Boston Red Sox. The Jasmine falling to 0-3 after a 2-0 loss in a -9 differential overall. Cloyster once again had the third straight week of going 1-1. Steelix breaking into the kill column. Hitmontop with 2-1 as well. But Zapdos, Chansey, and Gallade all in the 0-1. But Hariyama, probably the biggest surprise early on this season is Hariyama at 3-0 for the week, making him 7-2 for his season. Reuniclus, Landorus-T, and Diggersby also getting kills. Surprised not seeing Deoxys Speed, touted Johnny Pokeball, taking a seat on this week. We have Aegislash making an appearance. Aegislash picked #1 overall last year. Didn't get a lot of work last year. Hasn't seen a lot of work. This actually his debut this year, so we'll see if he's going to be worked into the Red Sox offense even more after being traded from the wow, I can't believe I'm doing it, from the Thunderous last year. So now we have the Chicago Grambles and the Los Angeles Nidokings of Anaheim. Just making that up. The Grambles, another 0-3 team this year right now, not looking too good. Had a 4-0 loss by last year's champion Nidokings. Donphan 0-1, Rotom Wash 0-1, Kabutops 0-1, Latios 0-1. I have Latios there. It's supposed to be Latios. I just can't spell. And so not a lot you could to say about the Grambles. We have the Nidokings with 5 Pokemon getting kills. Empoleon with 1, Raikou with 1, Mega Venusaur with 1, Gardevoir with 1, and Weevil with 2, and Scrafty with nothing. So a very balanced attack led the Nidokings to a 4-0 win, getting them back in the plus differential column and moving themselves in a 2-1 for the season. Then we have the Cleveland Escavaliers and the Toronto Maple Leafeons. The Escavaliers gave it all they could. They pushed the Maple Leafeons to the limit, but unfortunately for the Escavaliers, they also fall to 0-3, making their 3-0-3 team differential only -5. So losing by a score of less than 2-0 per week, it's not terrible at all. You look for the Escavaliers to make some moves in the year. But offense from Bisharp and Mienshao, they're 2 heavy hitters, and Gardevoir also getting a kill. But Mega Scizor from the Maple Leafeons is just continuing to claw his way through the GBA. Another big 3-0 week, followed by Tornadus and Manaphy, and there was a hazard death, or a life orb death in the game. That's why there's only 5 kills, and that's how that works. And Kingdra, Moongus, and Quagsire and Moongus doing their job as walls. But rounding out there, we have a big Scizor 3-0. Let's actually go to the MVP race now. And we have, this is a little, got some space on the side, it's fine. MVP watch after week 3. It's now sorted by differential, and that's just the way it's going to work. As you can see, 7 through 10, no real order there. We have Terrakion, Garchomp, Thundurus, Incarnate, and Victini. Sawsbuck's Pride moving into the top 10, so those are kind of up there. Number 6, 5, and 4 also movable because they're exactly all 4-0 at +4 with Mega T-Tar, Feraligatr, and Aerodactyl breaking into the top 4. We have Hariyama and Scizor both at +5. 6-1 and 7-2 respectively, and at the top still, Mega Scizor at 8-1. So absolutely tearing apart this league right now. Scizor with 14 aggregate kills on the year, just absolutely incredible. Let's go to the standings now. We have the Kanto Conference. 2 3-0 teams. Actually, let's just fix this right now. Let's go about a little 80. Yeah, I'll get that a little. We can get that a little better. We can go 82. Yeah, we can definitely go 85. No, we definitely have to go back to. Definitely have to keep going back to 70. Yeah, there we can go 75. I apologize. I'm so pressed for time this Sunday. It's crazy. I'm doing the best I can in the shortest notice possible. We have the Kanto Conference. 2 3-0 teams. Deoxys and Thundurus. Both 3 win streaks. We have the Sawsbucks and Red Sox and Maple Leafeons all at 2-1, and the Hawlucha and Mankeys at 1-2. In the Johto Conference, we have 3 teams at 2-1. The Steelix making a huge. They're on the 2-game winning streak after their first week bad loss. And we got the Nidokings at 2-1 as well, and the Sharpedo at 2-1. And then from there we have the Pelipper's at 1-2, and then below that we get the Escavaliers, Grambles, and Jasmine all at 0-3. But it's only 3 weeks in. So much can change. We got 11 more weeks left. But if you could please, you know, leave a like for this video if you got this far. It'll be fantastic. I put a lot of work on this every week. And yeah, rate, comment, sub, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.